My name's Jeff Jones. I'm a corporate attorney. Been practicing for about 20 years now, and ever since I began, I've been working with startup companies of a variety of types, including medical device, pharmaceutical, contract manufacturing, digital healthcare, really the entire gamut of healthcare. You need to essentially convince the attorney that you want to work with that you're an opportunity rather than a risk. For an attorney to work, especially an attorney with a firm, to work with a startup company is all about the future. You're not going to generate at the beginning a lot of revenues that are going to be particularly meaningful to the law firm or to the attorney themselves until far down the road. Once you're a success, that's when it really becomes profitable for the attorney. So the attorney is looking to build a relationship with you, and that's only worth the attorney's time if they believe in your future. If you're a startup company and you're talking to an attorney that doesn't recognize that it's a partnership, you probably ought to go on to the next guy because they're not either experienced enough with startups or they're not being realistic enough about what's to come to really be an effective partner for you. They're going to expect to be paid up front. They're going to expect your last dollar to go toward paying their fees rather than building the business. And when you're working with startups, you have to be able to be flexible about timing of payments and fees, and all of that has to make sense for the attorney as well within the context of their business and their business plan. So one of the first things that I ask for is their executive summary, what the business is about. What are they showing people? What are they telling people in their elevator pitches about why this business is exciting to them? And I need to drink the Kool-Aid. I need to understand and believe that that really is an opportunity, that it's not what I refer to as a sandbox company where somebody wants to go off and just kind of play in their sandbox and never turn it into something bigger. Because again, my eye is on the future. It's on the opportunity that comes down the road for me. That's my business opportunity. For a pharmaceutical company or a medical device company, patents are key. The company may or may not own the patents, but they have to have sort of exclusive rights. They have to have clear rights, or at least a plan for getting clear rights. Sometimes you're starting the company in anticipation of negotiating a license with the university, for example. That's fine. But there does have to be some protectable intellectual property involved. You got to talk, especially with bad news. Good news you can sit on for a while if you want to, but when you've got bad news, you got to tell me right away. If you're going to miss a payment, if you're going to be late on a payment, I receive and perceive that news very differently if you call me ahead of time and say, hey, I've got a problem. Here's what I said I was going to do. Can't do it. Here's what I can do. Does that work for you? That's a very different conversation than if I pick up the phone and call you 2 weeks after I was supposed to get a check and say, hey, where's my money? I've asked you to pay 10% of our outstanding balance each month, and you told me you could, and all of a sudden I'm not even getting that. That's a big conversation. And getting paid is ultimately, of course, the goal for me.